Hello everyone. Hope you're all having a nice day. This is Ollie here, and I've been playing online poker for a bit, and it's just I was talking to my coach yesterday, and like I kind of came up with the idea that maybe it's gonna be better for my game if I could just do a kind of a live play video. 4 tables probably not ideal, but we're gonna see how we go. And this is gonna be just fast forward 25 NL on GG. I'm really just doing this for myself. I'm I'm down like 20, like 10 binds. I'm like no crusher or anything in the game. I'm not like a high stakes player that's like trying to teach people on how to beat low stakes. I'm making these videos purely for myself, and to like review the hands, to see how I play, to see how my mentality is, and if I make any kind of like mistakes, and just being able to have like footage and to review on. So yeah, just going to be doing this for my own benefit really. If I do end up posting this on YouTube or anything, it'll probably for like my friends or something like that. And but yeah, I wouldn't mind if anyone saw this on YouTube anyways, because it's just kind of meaningless. It's just like lower stakes. No one really knows who I am anyways. I'm not trying to be like a massive content creator or anything. I'm just trying to do this for myself, have some accountability, not tilt, play a game, that sort of stuff. So I think that's just enough ranting, and let's just get into some action. It's quite challenging to play 4 tables while also talking about the thought processes. So I imagine there's gonna be a lot of like autopiloting and everything, or just a lot of time banking out. But we'll see how we go. This is gonna be my first one actually. I've never done this before. Yeah, just not gonna talk about pre-flop all that much. I think it's mostly very standard. Jacks unsuited, I think we can 3-bet here. Fives call. I think king queen. I think against someone that's opening relatively reasonable, like he's not like a nit or anything, so just going to here we get min 4, but I think we just fold here, which kind of sucks. Yeah, it's just I think we can call maybe in theory. Okay, yeah, not a great start. Immediately getting shoved on here as well. This spot is pretty underbluff, so I don't think he's going to be like jamming light or anything. King queen suited probably like I'd usually continue as a call there. Ace deuce is just pure 3-bet, but this guy's shallower than usual, so maybe this hand should be a call, but I don't think 3-betting will be a mistake. At this board when he's so shallow, I'm just gonna bet small. Fives, I'm just gonna check down and try to show down here. Turn's pretty good, but I just wonder like how much fold equity we're gonna get if we bet this turn. We did go really small. Maybe we just bet turn and just fold rivers. Hopefully he doesn't shove. Oh, he actually folds. That's great. Yeah, I guess when we do bet really small, we should be bluffing turn pretty often. If we went so small on flop. Have this guy like not a very good player, so maybe I'll just continue this hand, but I could be wrong. Like my notes are by no means always accurate. Especially like if I'm also explaining, it's very hard to. This might be a fold free. I think this might be a blunder here. This might be just fold free even against min raise, but I'm not sure. Here we flop goes check check. I think I'm just gonna check the turn here. I don't see the value of bluffing this hand. Going to overbet the turn here just for value. He's gonna be checking back some ace-x too. And I don't think he checks too many flush draws. I think they always bet flop. And now I think just folding, just whiffing completely. Yeah, so far not an amazing session by any means, but it's just the beginning. Hopefully things get better. Probably shouldn't fast fold the big blind, but again, it's just kind of new to actually doing this while talking, so I'm gonna be making some mistakes left, right, center. Yeah, I'm gonna raise 9 deuce. I think it's just going to be okay. Like it's loose, but we don't get like 3-bet bluffed a lot. We just steal very often. Here, like, I just checked back here. I mean, I just checked down king high on turn. I didn't bluff turn. So any value in bluffing river? Maybe. I think our hand can just get a lot of folds on the river. I don't think this is a spot where he stations ace high too often. So let's just try to fold like his ace jack and ace 10 here. Here we 3-bet small blind, which is just mandatory with tens. I think here, like, the question here is, do we shove or not? I think this hand's gonna perform better as a shove than a call. This spot is gonna be over bluffed than under bluffed because this is the widest 3-bet configuration. I'm playing 8%, small sample. Why am I raising queen 6 here? This is ridiculous. This is just a misclick, really. Yeah, I shove, so, you know, we code for by bluffed. Yeah, that's just the widest config, really. Button, small blind, big blind, so I guess, like, with 10s plus, we can shove. I think maybe we can even call 9s with maybe 4 9s, I'm not sure. That's a spot where I think is gonna be worse. I don't know why I checked 5 high here on the flop either, to be honest. But now that we've turned showdown, I think we just check back. Oh, that's a pretty decent run out. I really don't think he's very strong, but this is not a spot I'm trying to get called by like pocket sixes anyway. So I think I'm just doing this, and hopefully he calls us with like ace 9 or 8-9, 10-9, ace 7. Because our line doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, we should check flop, check turn, and randomly like overbet the river for like 2x pot, so maybe we just get stationed here light. But yeah, just trying to go for some good value when we make strong hands. King Jack 9 against like what looks like a recreational. I think we just bet small and then bet the turn. Okay, we get raised, easy fold then. I mean, what are we gonna do? I don't like the idea of checking back 8 high against a recreational, who's just gonna stab like the turn. Whereas like when we bet flop, bet turn, we can make better hands fold. Queen 9 off. I think we just defend here. I don't know if this hand 3-bets sometimes. Maybe it does. We're gonna defend this time. Might raise here against a range bet. We should have some bluffs, right? And this board is probably gonna be under bluff, so hopefully he could just fold. Because like we're just gonna have like 6s, jack 6 suited, 2 pair. Our value is just gonna be like 2 pairs or better. Yeah, we got 4-bet, that's unfortunate. And we actually turned the 10 too. Oh, that's really a sad beginning to the session. But I think calling's the standard play. I just feel like if he's, you know, he opened the button and he's range betting king jack X, then sometimes we raise and we just get the snap hold. And if we get called, sometimes we have, you know, good equity. Things don't know what to do. Like this board, I think I just play like half pot or check. Maybe it's supposed to be played larger bets or check, or just always range bet small. I think everything is okay. But 7s is a hand where I'm happy checking. This is like a streamer. She's opening 1943, like just on the loser end on the button, so just gonna be bluffing quite often on the big blind. Here we just call with jacks. And this is, oh yeah, we get 4-bet here again. Yeah, a bit of a weird session today. Usually I don't face this much resistance. Here we check down and win against ace jack. Sure, it's just one check flop, check turn. I don't think we can value bet this turn. Just gonna check and hopefully he checks back like 9s and we just win. Yeah, I don't really believe this line. I don't know what hand. Check flop, check turn. Check flop, check turn, and just b60, b75 river. 7-8 is like loose open, probably mostly folding. I want to fold here though, because like, this is just like ace 5 or ace jack, maybe, something weird. But I'm not really willing to call down there. But that maybe calling down's good, I don't know. Hence always pure call. Here I'm gonna range check. I think against the recreational flat calling the small blind, this board's gonna hit the range a lot, but I think now that they check twice, they really don't have all that much. Maybe just bet half pot here and make sure he calls like some ace jack, ace queen. Here versus this size, I think we should continue at least once on flop. But it's not a great spot by any means. Like if we face, we're gonna face turn bet a lot, but he checks back. Oh, I don't know if he checks back, like, I just don't see the value of blocking here. But check calling also feels kind of grim. I think we just check and hope he checks back king queen here. Like just, yeah, okay, well he checks queens, that's fine. That hand's probably can value it, I'm not sure. But we're probably not calling jacks. We're not calling 10s ever anyways. Ace-8, I'm actually gonna 3-bet this hand. Like, I like 3-betting the offsuit aces. Big blind versus small blind. This is a spot I'm willing to overbluff against pool. I think people play quite poorly. They don't 4-bet nearly enough. Yeah, I'm gonna range bet quarter pot on these like ace-high monotone boards just because people don't under check raise. But in ZV, I think this board is like you're just supposed to check back a ton. Sure, I think we just bet half pot and fold all his like unpaired like non-club hands, and then we just give up. And once you snap cross the turn, I think we just give up the river. Sure, I think this board we can play half pot. Okay, he flopped it. Okay, wow. Didn't raise flop. That's really surprising. Because that's not a board where people are going to be bluffing very often. I think I'm going to check back this hand, obviously. I went half pot flop, he calls, 3-bet pot. You can check back and hopefully he doesn't blast river. Yeah, this, I don't see, maybe there's some merit in raising here and getting value out of Queen X, but I think it's pretty close. I think we can just call here. I don't know what to make of this. Yes, 10-10. Yeah, that's a bit. I don't know if I would be making notes more often, but because I'm also explaining, I'm gonna be like not making the notes probably for now anyways, because like there's no way I can do everything at once. It's exhausting. Now I kind of know how it feels to play and explain, and why everybody only does 2 tables. It's completely ridiculous. It's so hard. There's so much going on. I think here I'm just gonna lead, because like this river is gonna gets checked back a lot. So, and I don't think he's gonna have like yeah, so it's just, I think leading there and finding the value is more important. And here I'm just gonna overbet. Like, we should always have the nuts here when river jack. He can river king jack, because all we did was check and always call the river. So I think it's just no sense in betting small. Just range checking here. I think it's just going to fold here. Yeah, no sense in racing against B75 when he bets into 2-player. Here we face a really snappy 3-bet. I imagine it's gonna be on the stronger end. But for 4.1 big small, I think we have a pretty mandatory call. I don't really like squeezing 7s here. I think flatting might just be better. Here we flop top pair. Hopefully, like, he just, well, that's really large size too. But I think with some mandatory call, we're probably gonna be calling down a lot. Not ideal turn because like 10-10. I don't think he takes the slimes 10-10, but it's like king 10 beats us now. The question here is like, if we call here, like, are we calling rivers? That's close. Oh, queen jack gets there too. I think. He checks back. Does he check back like ace king here? Ace 4. Okay, wow. So we actually do pick off a bluff here. That's great. Like, if he shoved the river, we'd have a pretty annoying decision. But thank God he's just bluffing. He snaps 3-bet the ace 4 suited too, so that's something I guess worth looking at next time. But again, I would be making notes all the time if I'm not like recording. Here I don't know why I'm stabbing here, but I think this board just, you know, we can get a lot of folds from like just overcards, which would be good for our hand. Here I don't know what I did. I think I folded, which I think is okay. Like king queen also, like ace jack also, which is really bad hands. I really hate them. I think they're in CV like close to indifferent or something. Anyways, that's just gonna fold. Yeah, it's just, I think jacks we just fold here. We might even fold queens here. This is a misclick. I was meant to click call. Oh, that's so bad. This is so bad. Yeah, we get punished for it too. Yeah, it's just making mistakes because I have too much going on at once. This is my very first video, so I'm sure this is like just a lot of the things I'm doing is just completely egregious and laughable. But you know, this is just gonna be my first time, right? So it is what it is. Let's just call here. Ace king, I think we can just shove here. Like, like if we're supposed to do some 4-betting, but I think ace king is just like we are able to shove here. I think this board we should do a lot of checking. We don't really have 6s or 7s or like 9s. Like we do have 9 pure, but like I think this is just a board where we want to check a lot. We want to check out like aces, kings here a lot too, but they will be check raising, I'd assume, and here just folding. With a small bet, like I'm not sure if ace 10 is a candidate to check raise. It's just a matter of how often do I think he stabs this board. I think we might just go for like a small raise here, and hopefully we just fold some of his stabs, his like king jack, his king queen, his own ace 10 if we can fold that stuff. Because I'm just gonna have overpairs that takes this line. Whoa, what happened here? We turned it straight. So I'm just only hoping he doesn't have jack 10. It'd be pretty sick. But I think on this turn we're just supposed to do a lot of blocking. Like if we check raise aces or kings here, I imagine like we really hate seeing this turn, and I think just even though our hand probably just want to put stacks in if he has a set or something, but it's like in reality our range I think just wants to do a lot of block. I don't even know if this is good actually. Maybe this is a spot we just shove and then get caught by like sets. And here the question is like, do we call or do we shove this? Like I don't see the value in shoving here. Like do we ever miss out on value? I don't know. Oh my god, there's so many things happening. Here we check flop, we face turn bet. I think we just fold here. I don't think we call here. Here we just check back, middle pair. I'm gonna check here. Here like I 3-bet, he calls. I think this board plays half auto check. I think 10s just always half pots. I don't really want to check raise 10s. I don't think they bet 7s, 8s, 9s here very often at all, if ever. I'm hoping he like bluff shoves here, which like he gets in value from like 2 pair or something. I don't know what he's doing on this river. I imagine he's like a pretty aggressive reg. Turn's not ideal. The question here is like, do we still bet for value? Do we check flop? I think. Wait, what happened? I see bet flop? Oh, I forgot action. I'm gonna call here. Please be bluffing king. Oh my god, he has a boat. He has 10-10. Okay, here we just chop. Okay, whatever. Here like I think we just bet half pot again. And we just hope he doesn't have like jacks, or he doesn't have like 7-8. We're still getting value from like 7s, right? 8s, they all turn a gut shot, and they're always gonna be calling turn. The auto clubs are still calling turn, so it's like it's just a value bet. Queen deuce, I think we just call. I don't think we 3-bet this one. Ace 4 suited, I think just low frequency 3-bet. It's just trying to get some steals in pre. King queen, I think we're just 3-betting a lot here. Again, here going to be quarter potting range. I think B20 is the standard, but I don't think it changes much. Yeah, I don't know what to make of this. I think I'm tempted to raise, but like the disciplined approach is just to fold here. Here I don't know what I've done. Have I 3-bet? Why did I 3-bet queen deuce suited? Oh my god, I flatted queen deuce suited on the other table, and I 3-bet this one for no real reason. Yeah, it's just, as you can see, like I'm just clicking buttons right now. Not a good place to be, but it just kind of happens when it's kind of the reason why I'm making these recordings anyway. So I do these sort of things less. But it's just it's gonna happen for the meantime. Question here is, when we go small on flop, I do think we need to bet turn quite often. Here we just fold like 9s and 8s and all his paired hands below the jack. I think he folds 10-10 here if he doesn't 4-bet that pre. Now I'm just hoping we don't get shoved. Yeah, when he calls turn, just always giving out river. Like, we're not trying to fold ace-x here. Yeah, ace-jack, that's never, okay, that's obviously like the nuts. Here I just checked back 6s. I don't see the reason to bet turn or bet flop. I'm not really, oh, it's 20 big blind cash pot here, but bomb pot here, but I'm not gonna be. I don't think I'm gonna bluff catch here. We do block 6-8, but there's, you know, he can have jack 8, king jack. He can have all the 2 pairs. Oh, this is a huge one. Interested to see the hands here. Yeah, there's 20 big blinds in the middle here. with the streamer, right? Unfortunately, you literally have the worst hand, but it's what it is. Oh, I shouldn't do that. Just finding my own flaws and trying to play better as the session progresses. think gonna play for maybe 90 minutes to an hour to 2 hours. I think 90 minutes reasonable, probably. Well, depends on how I feel it's going, but what did I do? Did I quarter pot range here? I bet half pot. Okay. I think this is a board where I my usual strategy is like quarter pot range, but I don't know why I half pot this time. I guess we're a bit deeper, so it's fine. I don't think I overbet this turn. Like I'd overbet like maybe ace king plus for value, and then just b75 others hands, and then check like other hands. Sure, I don't think there's too much value, but I think if we block here, we can get caught by like king jack jack 10. We get snapped. Yes, 10-10, yeah, great. I think finding the value better is gonna be better than check. I'm glad I just didn't like autopilot and check the river. Could we go bigger? Like maybe, I don't know. It's just a matter of like, are we trying to get jackets to call or get like 10-10 and 7-7 to call or something like that. 24, 59, 340. I think he's gonna be like a loser player, so ace-9 going to 3-bet here. I think in ZV you're supposed to bluff sometimes. Anyways, it's just like in practice I enjoy playing tighter than suggested anyways. And in terms of the tags, like it should be pretty obvious. Like it's just yellow's recreational, like blue's a bigger recreational, pink is even bigger recreational, and like red and like light blue are usually just like regs kind of, or like just trying players like myself. Should we actually have showdown here? I don't know why I didn't bluff. I guess he's too shallow. Yeah, sevens. That got counterfeited. That's great. Here I think we check back a lot because this is just not a board where we want to be value betting really thin with like overpairs and everything against the big blind. Versus turn probe, I think we have a mandatory call with our hand. Now we only have a pair of 9s. Yeah, I think we can call here. This is like, do we bluff catch here? Do we raise here? I actually like raising here, kind of. I'm actually gonna raise here, but this might be a torch. Okay, yeah, it's a torch, but yeah, it just has an 8. Yeah, I probably shouldn't. This is probably too creative. Oopsies. That's a fast way to torch like 28 big blinds. Probably just call with fold is better. That's just a spot where people just lead 8x, right? They lead a straight and call down. That's the spot if we have like the nut straight. I think we should just like make it huge, or even just shove. Yeah, playing a lot worse than usual. Not that I play amazing usually anyways, but yeah, this is definitely not not a game on display by any means. I think 9s we just check, but at the same time I feel this is just a board where we bet very often. I can deny equity quite often. Under check raise bluff as well when we're racing from early position, when we have queens and jacks. Always. So yeah, just a 9 just doesn't enjoy like checking back and facing currently, so just gonna be just betting flop with that hand, I think, most of the time. But again, the challenge is when I'm autopiloting or have like a 4-bet pot on the other table. That's just a spot where I snap check back. Well, let's just play a bit slower. I think the issue is I'm playing too fast. We're deeper than usual, but once he's 3-betting 4% over 250 hands, I just don't see the reason in continuing. That's very unfortunate. Well, it's again, here it's just a misclick as well. We kind of have a hand that doesn't mind doing this and baiting some kind of like 4-bet click back and confusing people. But this is just a pure misclick. I wasn't meant to go this side. I was meant to go 7 or something. But yeah, just clicking buttons, just a bit overwhelmed at the moment. And here when it gets checked to us, I think we just bet half pot. It's a very safe board. People shouldn't have too much 4x or pocket 9s. This guy might have 9s. Well, they both could have 9s, but imagine 9s just slow play a lot. So when we face like turn check raises here, we just proceed with caution. Maybe this is a spot where we can just check turn and evaluate rivers. Here we 3-bet bluff, ace 4 suited, and it comes ace king 9. I think we just quarter pot range here as well. Like, I'd be happy to bet jacks and 10s for this size, just being consistent with my range. I don't think I want to play check backs. Just no one really bluffs turn anyways. So what's the reason for checking back? I mean, I don't actually know about that spot. I imagine you're supposed to bet a lot. Spot where I think we can just bet for really send value and hope he stations us with like pocket 10s, pocket jacks. If he doesn't 3-bet that, or maybe pocket 8s even, ace 9 suited. Like, we're just saying we have like a queen that's rivered. He does call us. Yeah, this is exactly the kind of hand I'm looking at. So I'm glad we checked turn and found the river. But like, if we could bet turn, bet river too. But I think he's only calling one street, right? So we could even overbet. I wonder if like we made a mistake by not just going B125 and getting an extra 6 big blinds on the river. So that might be a weird one. But that was just a weird hand because we misclicked anyways. Here this board I'm gonna range check, I think. Like we never have 6-8. We never have like 2 pairs here. So playing against unknown player, but thinking like small turn lead here, I'm actually going to raise as a bluff because this is just too much trash. It's one of the benefits from like range checking flop is like they make mistakes on turn. Well, maybe it's not a mistake, but I imagine that spot like you want to be leading polar. Actually, I'm not sure. I'm just talking out of my ass. Like maybe that's a spot where small bets perfectly fine out of position. Like what do I know? Here like I've checked this ace queen 6 and face small bet. I don't know how often people stab here. I think I'm just gonna raise here. I imagine people stab a bit too happily here. But when we get caught, it's giving up. Like we're just trying to fold this like trashy overcuts or something like that. It was like, you know, it's some like pocket threes that's just stabbing. Whoa, really? That seemed kind of tight, no? Anyways, maybe I just confused him with the check raise. Whatever. Isn't ace jack suited supposed to like 3-bet like almost always? Anyways, who cares? Here I'm just gonna bluff this hand. I'm still gonna quarter pot range. Maybe this is not like a range bet board, I don't actually know. But like bottom pairs are the hands and I'm gonna be like triple barreling off in single raise pots. Just because they block sets and 2 pairs and they're just good hands, good like 5 outers. With like good implied 5 outer hands, I guess. So hopefully like it isn't like a torch to just blast off. Queen Jack always folding. Jack 9 is like a loser open, but I think it's going to be okay. Jack 10 is just pure open, I think. Yes, on the loser end, but it should be okay. In general, like, I guess it's probably better to raise tighter from early position and raise wider from late position in these pools, just because the outer position 3-bets are less common. 3-bet bluffs are less common, and they're harder to navigate post-flop. So just playing in position against like wide ranges is just always ideal than the other way around. I think here we should be leading turn a lot. I don't know why I checked turn. But I imagine like we can still bet rivers. But I don't think we overbet here. I think we can still bet this size and get called by like 10x and queen x. That's checking back. Yeah, I'm gonna 3-bet ace-8 off. Like I don't really like playing like offsuit ace-6 against the button because they have like 5-6 offsuit there and it just has like good equity against us, like when we know for a fact that he's raising very loosely. Here like I range check flop on ace c3. I decided to not bluff turn for some reason. I think I should be betting turn very often, but when we do like check turn, I think we have to give up river. Like we're gonna get called down way too light here by just pocket 7s. Queen jack. Wow, really? Okay, well I guess he has showdown, but whatever. I'm gonna make a tag here, flash queen jack off. Button we just call off min raise. Okay. We turn the king. Imagine this is how you can do a lot of betting. And we can use probably large size. I think all our king x can bet a large size, so it doesn't really matter. Like we're not really just exploiting with ace king, but obviously like ace king I even want to overbet. Honestly. But again, like not like a study player by any means, just someone that's trying to get good at the game and trying to win. But it's not like I know every theoretical spot off the top of my head. So just relying on intuition and looking at what my actual hand is, this is gonna be overbluffed here. You know, we've checked turn, limp pot. I think we just call here and pick off like a bluff. Oh wow, now I think we just have an easy fold, never calling there. Yeah, again, fast folding is not good, but I can't help it. Like, I get used to it playing large amounts of hands, so it's kind of what it is. Yeah, I guess we bet here just not. What are we gonna do with ace 9 off? Sure, like I kind of like checking back. I mean, I don't mind betting. Obviously, we have like a flush draw. I don't think we should always bet flush draws. Anyways, I think we can just check back and realize our equity. Make sure we don't get check raised by like pocket fours or something, and have to call and overbet on the turn. Here the question is, can we raise for value? I think we can, as long as we go small enough. Just hoping he calls like ace jack. I don't think this size is. I think this size is really capped. Like when he bets the size, unless he's betting the size as queen 10, to bait us to raise. But like, how is he gonna know that? Like, I just don't really believe this is a strong hand. But yeah, facing the 4-bet kind of sucks. But I'm just calling here. Like once we do take like an because I usually call this river. Once I do take like an unorthodox line, I'm just gonna call. He's gonna have queen 10 here a lot. What? Okay. Yeah, I guess we made a good play with the min raise by confusing him. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother typing it out, but that looks like a recreational flatting 7s versus a button open. I think that's a mandatory 3-bet in this raise structure. My opinion, I might be wrong, I might be off. I don't fucking know. But on the turn, I'm gonna be betting this turn when it's like ace queen 7 for turn ace, sorry, and just gonna be bluffing. Now we have 10 high. Let's not check back 10 high. On turn. I really hate this side. Oh, this guy's playing 7k hand. I haven't played many hands against him before, assuming he's a good player here. But this is a very unorthodox c-bet strategy. I imagine we can just fold, but we have like 2 outs to a very strong hand. Also, like if we have 10 here, we have 9, so I'm just folding turns a lot. If he just put up even more aggression, yeah, I just don't know. Like, is he like bluffing here? Like maybe. Is he betting aces here? No, he's betting exclusively king x. Here's the spot where I can have ace king even. I have all my king jack suited, king 10 suited, so there's no reason to call turn. Against like what it seems to be like a reggae player. Sure, I've checked with the ace of diamonds, ace of clubs. Fuck, sorry, the ace of club. I think is a mandatory bet here. A mandatory check call. Oh my god, what am I saying? Turn jack. I think we just block, and if he raises us, I'm gonna shove. I'm gonna pot here. I don't even fucking remember what happened. Check bad call. Check bad call. What? What just happened? Oh yeah. He thinks I'm moving him off a chop. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's reasonable. Wow, that's a very ambitious call. Oh wow, what's happening? Yeah, as you can see, the pool's by no means like I'm not like the strongest player by any means, but I would say I'm better than some of the players that play here for sure. I don't think Jack 10 is a call there on King 9. I'm also gonna raise here. Like again, we have a gut shot to the nuts. This is a range bet. Like we have to go for it sometimes, right? I think I'm gonna check turn. I think we can bet too. I want to take a quick look at what happened on the ace jack hand. I didn't even see. He called and he had 7s. He had a set of 7s? Okay. Yeah, well, it's a one-liner, so maybe we should just check the river. I'm gonna call here when we check turn. King jack. Yeah, we do pick off the bluff against someone I tagged that's very out of line. So happy with the turn check, just bluff catching rivers. Do you know, I think we should be betting for value? I don't know why I checked this hand. But given that's played, we just have a very standard call. And it's just probably going to be calling rivers unless he like overbets or shoves or do something crazy. He's going to have an 8 sometime, right? Because recreationals might just flat, giving his like, he's playing 3% rebet. It might just flat something like 8-9 suited. But at the same time, this could be king jack. Sometimes like I'm just gonna be calling here. Sometimes we lose and that's fine. Like how could like I just sometimes he has 6-7 and that's really sad. But it's just it is what it is. Like we're just gonna call here with the kind of hand we have. Yeah, he's flatting 10-8 suited hijack with his low jack open. So yeah, just maybe we just find the fold there. I don't know, but I think in general I'm happy with call once we check flop, check call turn. I think it's just what it is. I don't think it's a torch to call though. See when 3-bet, check flop, check turn, I'm gonna bet small on the river for value. We get snapped by king 10 that rivered. Okay, that's unfortunate. He's just checking back king 10, really? Okay. I imagine that hand's just supposed to be betting a lot. Here I just checked down a7, which I think is standard. This board, I think we can check, we can also bet. I think I'm gonna check this time. Whoa, that's a very good turn card for our hand. I think it's a very good card for us to blast as well. And I think on the turn I'm gonna be open for a large size. If I rivered king queen, if I turned king queen, queen jack, ace queen, I'm always gonna be using a large size, right? And the bluffs like the ones I do have, this is like a very high equity bluff, but like if I had like ace jack offsuit here somehow, I don't really have that to be honest, but like if I did have something that's lower equity, I'd be happy to bet this size too. And just folding out 9s and 8s and all his pairs, folding out some of his ace jack suited with no flush draws obviously. So it's just gonna be should be a fine turn bet here. Seems like a recreational. I don't know why I taught him recreational. But again, this is not a board where people are going to be blasting off too often if I check back. Like, I don't think people just start betting king jack off on the turn when we check back. The snap call is generally not a sign of strength. But again, it's just going to be a sign of paired hand. Pure 4-betting ace queen offsuit in these positions. I'm going to check back here. And I'm going to, yeah, this is pretty annoying. It's just a paired hand a lot. Like, can we shove here? Maybe. But I'm just worried that if we shove here and get stationed by 9s, it's a horrendous disaster. But at the same time, we're getting such a good price. We also have a club. Maybe we fold here with no club, with the club. Like, we want him to bet like king jack of clubs on the river, right? So, I don't think he just... What does he snap call flop and then just randomly leads this kind of river? I don't think it's going to be super overbluffed. We went half pot, not like quarter pot on flop too, so his range is not going to be complete garbage. Whereas if we went b25, I think we can justify the river call a bit more often. Here, just going to bet, I think bet half pot range, maybe? Maybe not half pot range, maybe half pot will check, sorry. I don't even know what I do here. I think this hand, we have 7-8, we have some backdoors, but we have 8 high. Let's just bet here. I don't mind checking turn, but I also think there's value in just bluffing here. The question here is, if we bet, does he fold like pocket 5s here? I think if we go b75, I think pocket 5 should just fold now. He's gonna raise some of his deuce X, but we just have to call the check raise. Oh, okay. That's a very good run out. Do we shove here is the question. I think this hand is not strong enough to shove. I think we need higher flushes to shove here. I think... Oh, he snap folded. Okay. What happened here? I think did I raise? He just dunked small blind. I call, obviously. I think I should be raising flop. It's a mistake to just call flop. I think this board we have to raise against donks. If he sizes up river, I'm gonna fold. Hopefully he just checks like pocket 7s with some weird merge and we just win. Yes, king jack. So just someone that flats king jack offsuit. Donk top pair. Here I check flop. I don't know. Again, a bad play. I think this is just meant to be flop bet. With 5 high, with a gut shot in the nuts. Again, just autopiloting a bit. Hopefully throughout time, I'll get better at doing these stuff and not just autopiloting and playing so poorly. Top of the world here with 9-7. Gonna be playing this hand very aggressively. This is just a swap where I think we just want to be racing. Here, I think versus small size, we call. So we might just downsize the king turn here, trying to see a cheap turn. And we've done what we needed. I mean, it's what it is. So we've missed everything. Turn king's not ideal. You snap his half power, which is suspicious. Maybe we can bluff catch there, actually. And now thinking back, I don't really like my snap fold. I don't really like how I played that hand, to be honest. But again, just here, like, we check back. I think maybe this is hand supposed bluff as well. I don't know. But yeah, definitely not playing super well. And here I 3-bet 19 suited against like a weaker player, or someone at least I tagged as a weaker player. But this is like very loose and probably just pure fold in TV anyways, because he raised from like a lead position from low jack. So yeah, just autopilot. I think I'm gonna play even slower. I think playing too quickly is not ideal. I think here we range better flop, but we shouldn't range better. Oh, what am I doing? But I think we should continue once. Turn, like, just mandatory fold now, a very bad turn card. We face overbet here, just folding 4 as always. Continuing, top pair better, pair and draws were better. King 5-3, I think we can go either way. I think checking back ace-9 is never gonna be bad. And the question on turn half out can be anything. It doesn't have to be a pair hand, so we're actually gonna call a turn. This is a river that's gonna be very underbluffed, because like triple Broadway rivers, like what does he have to bluff here? Like I really don't know like how often this is ever like a bluff, so we're not gonna be calling down. Here we make a bluff bet for value and then we get raised. I think we just have to call with the 10 high flush. He does just have the nuts. That's fine. Maybe we can fold here? I don't know. Maybe it might be a fold. Yeah, here we overbet the river here when we river 2 pair and we get snap raised to a massive size. I've been battling with this guy a lot. I think his river raise is very underbluffed. This is a spot where I can just value bet a lot of all my 2 pairs. I could even have flushes myself and sets even. I probably don't take that line, but again, like just not gonna be a spot where I'm happy to call down light. Also a spot where I don't think I beat value, because I don't think he value raises a worse 2 pair there. Hanena is also that I'm gonna pure 3-bet here. In TV, I think it's indifference between fold and 3-bet, but it's never a call. But I think in practice, 3-betting is just good against someone who's, you know, opening 20 PFR, 40 ATS. So we're just gonna get a lot of folds. Yeah, again, like facing range bet, I'm just gonna raise quite often. Maybe this is bad against low jack, but I don't think people's raising. He's raising on the loser end as well. Yeah, now I just want to check, because now this is like a board. It's like we don't want to bet turn too often because they're not folding pocket ace to pocket kings here on the turn. So just I don't see the value in continuing. Here again, a board where I think I'm gonna be quarter potting range. I don't think this is gonna be a mistake. And on turn here, I think both check shoving and here I decided to check back. Both check shoving and betting is fine. I'm gonna check this time. Imagine this is a turn we can reopen for a large size. Wow, he bets really large. But I think we can still shove. Oh man, I'm not sure. I think we can still shove. This might be a torch. Oh wow, he actually, okay, yeah. Oh my god, I swear to god, man, every time we river the nuts, they just have a bluff and fold. Why didn't he call off and let me river the nuts? Anyways, I think there's a timing tell there. Like when he snap calls B25 and bets a turn, it's gonna be over bluffed. He continues flop too wide too quickly, doesn't think about value raising flop, and then just B75 is a turn. That's gonna a double flush draw turn, right? So thank god he didn't snap us off with like ace queen or something. But that is gonna be a spot where he just shows up with ace queen and we lose a stack, looking like a fool. But I'm glad it worked out. I think our suit is good too. Like he's gonna suffer if he bets like flush draws there. But again, like maybe it works against us because people are gonna bet call off like flush draws on the turn when they choose to bluff it, and then we have jack high, and that's terrible. I think I'll half auto check here. 7-8 just always be betting. I'm gonna check turn after betting flop. I don't see a reason to bluff 10s. I think it's too high up. He's turned king queen. That's fine. Now the question here is like, do we bet turn or not? Are we bluffing turn? Do we want to bet something like king queen more often than we want to bet something like 7-8? I have no fucking idea. 4 is not a good card because like he's gonna call pocket fours on flop pure, I think. So again, how often does he call? Not too much information. Honestly, not too much information. I'm gonna fold 7-8 here. I'm gonna check here. Oh, the king's a very good card, and now this is a card where I'm gonna bluff, I think. But I'm not gonna be bluffing for a large size. I don't think this is a spot where I want to be representing flushes. Much rather, I think it's just a spot where I would be wanting to bet like king X. So I think going something like this will be fine. I just don't know if he's stationing like pocket 10s here. Like maybe he just always calls pocket 10s and this is a disaster compared to the large size. But like our line just looks very credible when we bet half off flop checks turn and bets this size. Glad we got it too. Here's 3-bet call. I don't know why. This is a mistake. I think defending jack 10 suited here is a bit of a very loose call. I think this hand just folds pre. But I think once we arrive here, I think we kind of have a mandatory river bet. And I don't think we're going to be betting small. I think if we have like king queen here, this is the size we go. He snaps us off. You check back. Okay, interesting. So he's going to call river light. Okay. Yeah, that's a spot where I guess like he's just gonna check back kings, queens, like all the under pairs and just always call the river. That's just that, but that just means like when we have king queen we just go bigger, we just bet pot. Because he never check back top pair on a turn with that timing. I think giving up is also reasonable. But again, like I just don't know what kind of player he is until he snaps us off. But yeah, I think pre should just be a fold. I think it's a pre-flop fold. And in this rate structure, in this pool, in general, people are quite tight pre-flop. I think I want to check back queens here. Usually just gonna be playing large sizes. I'm gonna call turn 2, and I'm gonna call river. But at the same time, I don't think this is a straight very often. Yeah, I decided to raise. He gets snapped. Jacks. Okay. That's a bit unfortunate. If I took in a more aggressive line, we could have gotten more money. He min 4-bets us for 148 big deep. I think we just take a call here despite being out of position. I think the hand was like the money for 140 bigs, but like I don't love this spot. Whereas I'd much rather open call 3-bet queen 10 offsuit. So this is like a bit of a recreational, right? He's been calling 3-bet queen off with king queen offsuit. Devastating river for us. I think his line looks a lot like ace king, king queen, king jack, like king 10. But against half pot from a recreational who recognizes that this is just a good hand, good board for them, and you know he's made it so team free, I think we might just have to station this. Really sad, but I think we do still just call. He does just have king queen. Unfortunate turn. Maybe we should be check raising flop, and we've blundered by just calling. Because turn goes check check too often. But I think river call. Maybe that's a spot we can fold river, because it's hard to check turn and reopen river as a bluff. It's just a more under bluff line compared to maybe like continuous aggression. But yeah, but I don't think it's like, I don't know why I'm opening 8 now. This is like loose. Definitely not not a good situation to be in with queens. Fold here. I think king 10 is also very loose. I think I'm just clicking buttons again every time, especially after like I lose a pot and when I'm thinking about the hand. Gonna be checking back a ton here, I think. When we face the snap check, we just almost always have the best hand, I think. Whoa, that's kind of a fishy play. Just shoves 150 big blind over like a 2.5 big blind open. Oh, that should be. What am I doing? Pardon. If anyone do come across this video, I'm really sorry that you have to watch this. You're probably better off doing anything else, honestly. But you know, if you do enjoyed it, I'm really happy because like this is just I'm just suffering over here. It's just so much going on. Again, just quarter potting range, we get caught by worse. We don't get check raise bluff enough. We get like very good denial against overcards like King X, Ace X offsuit with a hard. I'm gonna fold turn here. With a straight single raise pot, I don't think he limits Ace King all that often. So maybe we can just go like 4 big blind and hope he calls a 2-pair hand. I don't see the value in betting small. I think he either has like a hand he's gonna call down any size, like a top pair, 2-pair, or he's gonna have air. So I think we just lead larger. Could even go bigger than that. Here we check flop and he's bet small on a turn. I think this is a turn we can just raise him pretty aggressively because we have so much 9x here, and he's just reopening a bit too wide. You know, he shouldn't be reopening like pocket 5s there, I don't think. And you know, if we make it huge, I think they're willing to just give us credit and just muck, instead of like thinking about it and calling us down light. Maybe King Jack is a better hand to just call down because, you know, we have showdown and everything. But sometimes like they show up with like pocket 5s and it's just it feels terrible. So just taking the more aggressive line. Yeah, here's just gonna be low frequency 4-bet here. Do I bluff this hand? I think this hand is a good candidate to just turn into a bluff now. But if he calls us... Oh shit, I wasn't meant to call. It's a different call anyways. But it should be... I was meant to 4-bet because I got distracted here. Here I'm gonna squeeze. Oh, he calls turn. I'm gonna give up. Because... yeah, he just turns ace-x too often. Or we check flop. And, you know, if we bet turn bet, we can maybe fold king x, but... yeah, I think on hindsight, I don't like my turn bet. I think it's meaningless. Like, if we do bet turn, I think we should just, like, 2x pot river bluff or something. This is a turn that's very good for our range. But is this a hand we really want to just bet for value on a turn? I think the answer is yes. Because I think he has too much king 10, king jack that checks the turn. I'm just ready to just check call any size. And, you know, ace king, maybe he just bets himself. So on that texture, on a brick river, I'm happy to bet turn shove river for value. In a very wide configuration. Because it's small blind button, right? This hand's supposed to be 3-bet a lot as a bluff. But is it really good in this pool? I question that. Yeah, so just folding and just playing very honestly, really. Here, like, just gonna fold 5-3. It's a very loose defense, but I think it's a profitable defense versus min raise. Did he min raise? I don't even remember. I think he kind of min raised, and I think we did get to defend pretty loose. This is the guy that min clicked king queen suited when we had like queens, right? So his 3-betting range is just very wide. So that's hence why we are min clicking the 9s. I don't think going super big is reasonable because like we just run into the top end. Just going small, making sure he continues a wide range, and we just get to play in position against someone that's pretty loose pre-flop. Flop goes check, turn goes check, he pot bets river. This line might be overbluffed, but I really don't like calling river pot size from recreational. Like, he just rivers a flush or like a jack a lot, based on his timings as well. Like, it's hard to find a natural bluff that just tries snap check the flop, snap check the turn, and just decides that he's gonna bluff river. I imagine it's pretty close. I think here we can bet. I think this board is like half auto check maybe, or maybe this board is like small bet or check. I think our hand just benefits from betting small anyways. Seems like a recreational 34-42 This is definitely recreational clicking us. I'm just gonna call. I'm not gonna 4-bet. I don't know how much equity, fold equity we get here. I'm actually gonna click him here. I think once he bets this small, his 3-betting range is too wide, and he's gonna have a lot of trash. But when he does decide to call, we're just gonna give up. Because, like, if he has like Queen Jack offsuit, yeah, it's just this isn't like a very strong hand, but I'm not really willing to shove here. Do we shove here? Like, I'm thinking about it because it's a very suspicious line. I'm gonna call here, and here I'm gonna fold. Okay, he just raises ace jack. Wow. Okay. That's an unfortunate hand. I wasn't expecting a lot of jack X. Thinking back, yeah, jack does make a lot of sense. You check raise some sort of jack X suited, and then you turn a jack, you check because you have showdown, and then you just value bet river when we check back. Yeah, I think that hand we should find the fold versus the large size. Okay, I'm just making some mistakes today. This hand, I think we can just check. I'm gonna fold here. I mean, just not a great spot. Yeah, I think I'm gonna check fold here with no equity whatsoever. Like, he hits this board very, very well as the in position caller, and we just suffer. Here I'm gonna overbet here, like I think. Have the call here. Like, what are we gonna do? Deuces. Oh, he actually just decides to bluff deuces. Okay, great. Good for us. I mean, doing 3-bet ace 10 offsuit here. Then we check off his led half pot. This is clearly like a recreation of who's playing quite loose based on the stats. So we might very well just have the best hand on turn. So we probably should just call. Seeing 10's even multi-way 3-bet pot. He's cold called a 3-bet. I think this is just never a strong hand, so I'm gonna shove here. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. I'm completely wrong. Completely wrong, and we suffer the consequences. But I think that's fine. It's gonna happen. Sometimes we go for it and we we fuck up. But it's what it is. I think calling is also reasonable, but like if he's just merging like a sort of underpair, we might just make that fold. I'm gonna call here as well. King queen. Yeah, we do pick off her. Yeah, cold call 3-bet. Just gonna make some note here. Not an amazing session so far. Somewhat losing. Gonna go larger when we're this deep with the 3-bet and we have aces. It's definitely unfortunate hand with ace jack suited there. Just didn't really excite. I think we should have paid more attention to the timing. When he tanks forever and bets that small, that's a sign where it's a hand that he needs to think about. And when recreational needs to think about their hand, is less often a bluff, because bluffs just kind of just like monkey bets it. So yeah, I think that's just a spot where we should have paid more attention to timing. Cold calls the 4-bet. We're gonna quarter pot flop here. He calls. Now the question here is, do we shove the turn? I think we should have shoved the turn. The reason being, an ace has a gut shot now, so, you know, are we gonna be more inclined to bluff? I think we should check here. I don't think we should go crazy. If you're gonna have like jacks and tens, it's really gonna suffer, because we have like ace king here a lot, and because ace king turns like an additional 4 outer. So I imagine it's a spot where gonna check raise here. This is a spot where we definitely want to check raise aces, kings, or overpairs, jacks plus, tens plus. He bets here he's gonna have sets, so if he does continue flop, we'll just always check folding the turn. The king is a really good card though. Oh man, I don't know. Because he has sets and everything here as well. So, you know, sometimes we're gonna lose. But that's fine. I think I accept it if we see the snap call here from something we don't. But sometimes he has pocket sixes, pocket threes. We just hope he folds pocket threes. He's not gonna fold pocket threes actually. But this is a spot if we did check raise some sort of bluff. You know, with ace king, king queen, king jack here, we actually get a 2, which is really, really nice. I think it's a good thing that we identify the king as good and we're not. Oh, I folded queen 10. What am I doing? Sorry guys. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm glad that I got 2. I don't know what to make of this. This just seems like a pretty massive equational 48 VPip, just leading turn. I just hope he doesn't have king 10 here, but we have to be betting for value here, right? I mean, like, yeah, sometimes he has king 10, but you know, he might just call queen jack, queen 4 suited, ace 4. Like, we must try to get the money in against equationals. I'm not gonna raise king queen, I think. This feels like a hand that. Here's just a question of, are we gonna call him down here? The problem here is, like, if he's merging, it's a bit of a disaster. And our hand is just really, really terrible. I think I'm just gonna fold. It might be, like, maybe just you can justify calling down king high. Like, I'm down. But sometimes it's what it is. I don't know what happened here. Did I just check off? I don't even remember what happened. I think here we just bet. King jack is a very good value hand. We get called by, like, queen jack, ace queen. On the 3-bet, this is again where we lose. I usually like folding here, but when he's raising 1943 over 800 hands, we do get punished here by code 4. Nothing to do but just fold. I'm gonna check back here. Yeah, he's leading half pot. It's just a pretty big whale. Look at this, man. Just 49, 45, 75, 700 hands. There's just no reason in raising because this is a spot where, oh my god, please have a hand. I'm not gonna check river turn and then get him to bluff or anything. I'm just gonna, like, bet the strength of my hand. Hopefully he stations us. And oh, you fold. That's really sad. But yeah, I don't think this is a board. If we check turn, he's gonna reopen river. Yeah, he looks crazy here. True. But, like, monotone turns, like flush turns, when we check back, the river reopen frequency as a bluff is quite low. Out of experience. Maybe like, I don't know the math data, but maybe like I imagine it's pretty low frequency for bluffing. Oh, this is a guy that went crazy against us. So we're gonna be checking back and just calling down pretty much every run out. Again, just no value here. Like, what are we trying to get called by? Now on river, we're gonna try to get called by like a 5 or like an ace high, ace 10. And here, like, I've just checked down ace 4 suited against someone that's really shallow. Yeah, yes, 10-7 off. Yeah, we just probably not a lot of reason in betting. Maybe we bet flop and get caught and check turn, check river, maybe. But I think check back is just gonna be fine. This might be a fold on flop, actually, with ace jack suited. I'm not sure if we should fold here. But I guess the thing is, like, we beat some of his ace highs that's value betting on flop. Now we don't really, but, like, I think here we just check fold. Jacks? Oh, what? Okay. I mean, I don't know. I imagine that hand's supposed to be betting for value, but whatever. I'm gonna just gonna bet here. With the jack of spades here. It's not a spot where I want to check down king high and lose queen high and lose to ace high and king highs. Just making sure we always get the fold from them. I'm gonna fold jack 10 here, like not gonna get out of line. I mean, this maybe is a 3-bet in theory, but who cares? Like, just playing tight is never gonna be a mistake, I think, in this structure. I think betting for value here, I think we can get called by ace 9, pocket 7s, like, just this is not a huge size. Yeah, 3-betting here is gonna be okay. Here gonna play overbet or check. Jack 10 is pure overbet here. Yeah, just no reason to call here. I mean, he's giving us such a prize. Oh, maybe we can justify just mining, but it's just I don't think we should call. I think it's kind of too loose. I think I'm gonna bet turn here because we have 4 high, right? Like, we can fold better. We always be able to fold better. But if we check, we're really just giving up here. When all he's done is open the button and check flop. So just making sure we're bluffing appropriately sometimes, because a lot of the spots are just gonna be coming from like single raise pot, people not paying too much attention and autopiloting like I did like many times today. So yeah, just winning a lot of single raise pots gonna be adding up to the win. Looks like someone that's on the loser end. I'm gonna check flop here, and this is a turn I'm gonna be betting a lot. Do I want to call or raise here is the question. I think I'm gonna call this time. Then the question here is like, do I want to shove river when he bets here? Well, I'm not gonna attack this side. I'm not gonna attack this side. There's a spot where if he half out the river, I'm gonna shove, I think, as a bluff. But at the same time, like, I don't know. It just depends on how often are people calling down ace jack. So maybe we shouldn't even shove if he bets half pot. We just give up if we take the passive line on turn. If you want to suggest that we have a real hand, we're always going to be raising our overpairs on the turn, I guess. I think maybe finding the turn raise is better. That's a spot I'm going to look at when I'm reviewing my hands. And I'm going to contemplate, you know, 3-bet pot, hijack versus low jack. What's our strategy on flop? How often are we betting turns? And how are we ever playing raises if we check back? And that sort of thing. None of which I know, honestly. Now we can get some value from ace highs, I think. Yeah, I think just 20 more minutes, and then the reason I'm making it 90 minutes is because one of my favorite content creators on poker, Nevia, I think French player, he made like a 90-minute play and explain on NL25 with just some music. Obviously, I'm talking because I'm trying to review my own hand and everything. Otherwise, like, if it was for like pure content creation, like, I would just copy his idea. But like he did like a 90-minute, and that's like very inspiring, very helpful. So I'm just kind of gonna copy his structure where we just play for 90 minutes, and then for me it's just gonna be like reviewing the hands and sharing it with anyone that's gonna be bothered to, you know, spend 15 minutes and maybe just watch the video, just watch some hands, and you know, we can discuss the hands and that sort of thing. So it's just gonna be something worthwhile, I think. But yeah, that's why. But like, it's not gonna be It's like I'm not gonna be trying to make full-time content or anything, or like get hundreds and thousands of subscribers. That's not my purpose. It's just me trying to see how my game is going, and we get snapped here. Okay. That's really sad that this is the kind of hand we run into. And this is pretty sick spot, but obviously this is just a massive recreational. It's what it is. I think our check shot on turn isn't bad. I don't think it's a torch. I think it's just unfortunate that that's the kind of thing we ran into. We ran into a player that's just completely insane. We've tagged him, and we'll just be value betting really thin against him later, and when we meet him again. And here I'm gonna fold here. Raising is kind of sick. So here I raised. I bet flop check turn. He bets with it. Maybe we can call here. Actually, I changed my mind because I checked turn. Oh wow, that's really sad. Really sad. What happened here? I don't even fucking remember. Sorry. Did I raise? Did I 3-bet? Oh, it doesn't matter. I guess we check to someone that's short anyways. Why can't I see this thing? Oh, this is a complete disaster turn as well. I'm gonna check. Oh, I ISO'd here. It's an sorry, it's a multi-way limb called isopod. Hi. What a run out. Actually kind of river showdown here. We should be bluffing turn a lot. But now that we've river showdown, I don't think he bets queen x for value here. Ace 8, okay, yeah, okay. I think that's a hand we probably maybe can bluff, but this is like a recreational, right? I'm gonna bet quarter pot, he's gonna float his entire range, and I think we just take it from him on a turn. Okay, we're wrong, he just folds. Kind of a dream spot here. Getting 3-bet with aces in a high position, and getting a 3-bet and a cold call. We could go even smaller. Maybe it's just we thought we can go 18 and really make sure like they suffer. I'm gonna call here. We shouldn't lead river. This river should be a check. But the athlete decides to bluff here. Which is good. We somehow baited a kind of a raise. With the half pot bet. Okay. I don't think we continue here anymore. Like, I think versus quarter pot I continue. Versus half, versus anything larger than quarter pot I'm just folding. The turn was like very nice though, but like we just flat sevens though sometimes, but it's like I really don't enjoy playing like flats. Maybe we should start flatting more. I'm definitely flatting against weaker players, but against a reg who's open, there's not and we get squeezed by players in the blinds. It's just not ideal. Happy to just fold it and play tight. I'm not actually playing that tight. I think honestly, I'm trying to play tighter. It's something I'm working on, like not three-betting too loose, not over bluffing. A lot of the pots we lost today were just me bluffing it off and not working out. So that's gonna be something I need to work on, and maybe we're just punting too much. But at least I feel like so far, just maybe 15 minutes left in the session. So far I think my mental game's been okay. I'm not tilting. I'm playing reasonably well. Here was just removal to Jack 10. I think we're just gonna be overbetting here. It's really thin. I think we should check this hand a lot. But if you bet small, we do just get caught by Yeah, we get called by a 7. Yeah, if just the problem with check is like we're not picking off bluffs. Like, but if we go big, our hand just suffers. So things just spreading one big blind. Getting one big blind out of that hand is better than getting 0, right? Because I really don't think if we check there, like he just starts blasting. Turn. Here when we have a gut shot and backdoor king high flush draw, I think we do have to continue. I'm gonna fold here. Like I really hate this spot, but what are we gonna do? I didn't lead here. Maybe we should lead river here. Yeah, that's not calling, but I think that's the spot we should lead river and get called by like a7 offsuit, like pure. So that's just a pretty big blunder, just finding the check, because the check is no good, I think. Not gonna 4-bet or call king 9 suited when I don't know the player. I think we just 4-bet king 10 suited or better, and that sort of thing. It's very short stack recreational. A lot of the players I tag as recreational that I don't have any notes on are just because they were short, and I'm making a pretty big assumption, but I think it for the most part is gonna be accurate. So here, like the thing is like, you know, how strong are the check back rangers, and are they gonna be willing to fold like things like pocket 7s? I don't think so, but I think it's a spot where we can always fold better hands. So why don't we just take a stab at it? We have 8 high. We can also just check and give up. That's also fine. Once he calls and he has this little behind, I'm not gonna be bluffing rivers. Here again, a board where we play overbet or check, and this hand is just trash. I'm gonna overbet it. Yeah, I'm gonna give up the river. Well, yeah, he's turned a 9. That's fine. That's fine. You know, if he didn't turn a 9, he probably just folds Jack 10, Queen Jack here, right? So happy with the play. Sometimes it is what it is. But yeah, without the promotions, I'm down like 20 buy-in, so not ideal. But again, can't be too harsh on myself, because it's just like just with the recording is a lot harder to play, and also I'm not like playing just not in a super good shape today anyways to begin with. Check. I think we can 4-bet sometimes, but I think calling will be fine. I don't know if we should continue here. I think we might be able to raise here. Whoa, we actually do get a fold here. That's very nice. I actually do feel like maybe this was a pun. Like I could do this and he folds, and I think I'm a genius, but maybe this is just a pun, and it should just be check folding flop. I don't even know. I just feel like that's a board where they might be 3-betting a bit too often, because it's like Queen X rainbow, like right, and they don't face a lot of check raise resistance because it's so dry, and you don't get to just check raise any flush draws, right? So it's a spot where I don't know if I would take value with that line at all, to be honest, but does it really matter? Does it really matter? Yeah, it's just... Oh, this was the guy that stacked us when we had the Queen 8. So yeah, just a random... Yeah, he's just a recreational, right? Just randomly merging Queen 8 for half part 2. So really can't read too much into his sizing. Here, like, I think our hand should be leading turn, and I don't know if we should be leading for overbet or just like B75. I imagine overbet can be a bit wasteful. I think B75 is gonna get the same amount of fold equity anyways. We just have Jack high and just trying to fold some king high, ace high hands, and some pocket pairs that's below the board. This is like the most underbluffed position in the entire game. Because the big blind 3-bet is very polar, and you're supposed to 3-bet like king 3 suited and that sort of stuff. But I'm pretty confident most of the players don't find that. And now this is like an annoying spot in the sense that we lose to kings. I'm not worried about pocket 10s ever, by the way. He never has 10s here in a million years. I guarantee. When someone that's 3-betting 5% of hands over 800 never has pocket 10s here. It's just a matter of like we lose to kings that didn't jam pre. I think kings still jam pre off 120 bigs. So we should almost always have the nuts here. This turn is like, does he have ace queen here? I also don't really think so. I think we should still be betting turn. Because queens is gonna call us now on this turn. Like queens is really gonna suffer and call us because it's an open-ended draw. And wow. I just hope we don't get donk shoved here. Now it's just a matter of like, can we get value? Here I raised him because this is a board that's like they're betting too often, like on ace jack 8. Like you don't get to just, well, you kind of do, but like it's just like, you know, if you're range betting, you're gonna suffer facing min raised. That's why I raised him with like gutter. I think we just check here, like there's nothing to do. Queens, yeah, okay, it's really, yeah, I think the turn bet was correct, but I think we made a mistake on the sizing. I think we should just size half pot and get the extra bit out of queens. Because, or maybe even just shove. Like if we're so confident that he never has jacks, 10s, and kings, then like we have the nuts and we should shove the turn and he's always gonna call queens because it's open-ended. But maybe that's a huge assumption to make. Maybe he just folds queens. But yeah, it's really sad run out. I thought about shoving river for value, but he also have ace king there. Does ace king snap check the river? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. But like, yeah, it's just a frustrating run out. But I think we played the hand reasonably well. I don't think we played it super well. It's a hand worth reviewing. We're gonna look at it. Well, I'm gonna look at it and maybe show it to a few mates of mine and see how they feel about it. But I don't think I made a blunder on that hand. Other than maybe we could size up bigger on the turn. Here, like maybe, I think this is a mistake though. This is like we need to value bet river here. What am I doing? He's checked flop, check turn. He's check off flop, check turn. I think we have a man who like river bet there, but I was just talking and just spacing out completely. Yeah, I mean, not many people's ever gonna see this video anyways. So like, what do I really care? The people that do watch are probably people I'm gonna know. So whatever. Like I'm just being very free with this. Sure. Let's try this guy equational. Oh, this is a chop? Oh, that's a weird one. I guess we should have. That doesn't matter. It's running however many times it's the same. But just probably next time I'll just run it once. Don't know why. I usually like whenever equationals ask me how many times we want to run it, like I always go with what they've requested. But again, it's just a matter of are we trying to reduce variance or anything, or do we care about it? Maybe it's better just always run it once. Here just gonna be pure checking against like a equational short stack. She can just be going crazy here. I don't care about giving free cards to King X and Ace X here. And now I think we just put it in. Should we bet turn and get raised? It's really sad. I think we made a mistake here. We've checked, we've quarter pot flop and bet half on turn. It's just a very weak line. I don't like this play at all, I think. But I think we have, when we draw into, that's a weird one. That's really a weird one. Oh man, it's double paired board. His raising range is mostly gonna be 9x. I don't think he raised flushes. Flush shots on turn? And if he does, oh yeah, it's just folding here. I think he has 9-6 here. Oh, I thought 6s, sorry, that's a misclick. I'm actually gonna, I'm not gonna think too much about this spot. I just think it's underbluffed. I think this is gonna be pocket 5 sometimes too. pocket sixes? I don't know. I don't think sixes shove. It's a weird one. That's maybe a hand I want to look at too. Look at my turn bet. It's probably just too autopilot-y. Slightly deeper but with aces. No reason to go too big. Let's keep our customer in when we have aces. Just making sure we give him some room to just continue with like ace queen suited, pocket tens. Oh, what am I doing? This is a pure misclick. Oh my god. But I think against this guy is not so bad. Like he probably calls worse often enough to justify 3-betting, but this was like completely ridiculous. It's just like I clicked my hotkey. But yeah, definitely not the best performance today. For sure. I think queen 10 we're gonna 3-bet here sometimes. I think the hand performs better as a 3-bet than a call. As long as we play carefully post flop, it will be okay. I don't know why I snap checked here. I think my hand should just be betting. Once he checks this back, I think I'd probably reopen for a pretty large size. Where's half pot? This is a spot where I believe in theory, like other positions supposed to reopen polar, but not that I know what this means though. So she's just betting an ace here, like. I'm not gonna call queen jack here because I'm gonna call ace x. We're gonna check back like a lot of ace x on this board when we're playing over retro check. So there's no reason to defend queen jack here when he goes half pot half pot. Like yeah, it's like against a weak player, or like we should never fold against half pot of getting the prize. But like he needs to be grossly like over bluffing for us to justify calling queen jack. I think I don't think he merges weak jack x. That's the spot where I have all the ace x offsuits I can just very easily call down. So no reason to call with jack x. I think. I also don't really love racing either. Yeah, sevens. We're slightly deeper than usual, which makes me want to call here. But usually I'll just be happy to fold when he's 3-betting 3% of hand, right? Like it's just like ace king plus jacks plus, right? So no reason to continue sevens. Facing check here, I think we just check back. Yeah, we're giving free calls to ace king, but we don't care about that. Because we don't really want to get check raised with this hand. Like we can just turn a 7 and stack aces. Yeah, now here comes the turn bet, right? I think this is just never a call because, like, first of all, like we have deuces, threes, fours, ace. If we're calling sevens, they're all indifferent, I think. So it's just like I have no reason to call down here. I'm gonna fold ace jack here. I don't think it's a very good hand. Pretty mandatory ISO against a tight player and a recreational middle position flatting. I'm 1 over 200 deep. I'm just gonna flat here. It's just like I don't really wanna like play a large 3-bet pot with just 200 big deep. I think we should still call flop because you could just be range betting. I have too much air. Oh man, what is this size when we're deep? Because I don't play calls on the button, so I think we should defend 9 still. Yeah, I'm gonna fold here. Like maybe we can call here, but with no like, I don't know what he would be betting. Like he'd be have to bet of like a bluff for sure, but I don't know if you want to call down there. I think we can call once. I'm not gonna call versus this size. Like if he went smaller, I'm gonna call. When he goes like 1/3 ish, I think calling is a bit loose. I'm gonna play another session later. I think I'm gonna be recording multiple sessions in a day. It's mostly likely 2 or 3. So this is just gonna be my first one today at the 28th of June. I'm not gonna turn this hand into a bluff and raise here. I don't think this is a strong hand often enough. Like this check flop and bet small turn is very suspicious. Like I'm not willing to just call and then have to fold rivers or something. Yeah, so it's just like this session is not very good. We're not playing like we're probably playing our like C game D game today, which is not ideal. but we're gonna take a break, review some hands, get some sleep, and then come back to another session. Hopefully the next session today goes a bit better than this. But yeah, it's just gonna sit out after this hand. I think we're still range again, something like a range bet. I want there's like 20 bigs in the middle. Ace king is just a shove. We get 4 bet, flop 4 bet. Oh, this is so grim. Now we're just leading here. Question is how much? Cause he never 4-bets flush draws. Never. What does he 4-bet? He 4-bets ace queen, ace king. He's really gonna suffer here. Because he never leads flush draws. He never raises flush, yeah, he just folded. Maybe this is a bluff. Like, you know, if he's working at some 4-bet bluffs against like flop check raise bluffs, like sure. But like if he has aces or queens, it's mandatory that we get a bet in on turn and shove the river, right? So it's just as far we can afford to like turn go check. Okay, I think that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching, if anyone is watching. And I'm gonna take a break and be ready to record another session later. Thank you.